guys, welcome to Wookie Woody Gaming. We're here looking at the new game by Poppermost called Snow. This game is a beta. It's currently available on PlayStation 4 at $15.99, but Poppermost have announced it will be a free-to-play title as of the beginning of 2017. So what's the game like? Well, I've literally played around about 20 minutes last night, and this is going to be the main content we're going into. So you can see straight off we've got free roam, we've got multiplayer, we've got challenges, and we've got events. Free roam is effectively exploring a mountain, multiplayer explains itself, challenges I've not even looked at, and events, this is what I'll be mostly looking at. So we've got a variety of events in here: big air, free ride, freestyle, rail jam. Let's go for a rail jam. Okay, 580 to get gold. Straight off you'll see the controls are a little bit overwhelming, and I found this last night. There's I've snowboarded before, and I've snowboarded for a long time, so I know what a lot of the words mean, but still trying to pick up on a controller, it wasn't the easiest thing to do, and it took me a long time to learn how to even start a race, which is by simply pressing square. Okay. Right, we're in. Rail jam me up. Here we go, and we're off. Just to warn you now, I don't actually know how to grind. I think it's triangle. Oh, no. Here we go. Oh, it's not too bad. Alright, cab side 180. Oh, got 540 out. Okay, so when you're tucked in jump position, it's very hard to get any turning on. But if you press square to crouch, it's a lot easier to turn. So just aim in your racing line, then you go into your jump motion, and then coming out and landing a pretty decent 540 corked. We've got here. Okay, considering this is a rail jam, I've done very little grinding, so it's pretty poor for me. I'm guessing that's my score, bottom left hand corner, 295. Oh, we picked that bronze medal. Okay, so the first thing that I must stress that this is a beta. It's Poppermost has stressed that it is a beta. This is not the final product, because when I first loaded it up last night, I was slightly concerned that the kind of, not the level of polish, because it is an MMO. And that needs to remember that it is an open world game. It's not a AAA release game. So graphically, the ride looks good. I mean, looking through the gear last night, it looks good. The animations look good. The physics I was really impressed with last night. And it's just now trying to learn actually how to play the game. But there's a couple of things like with the snow clipped through your board, and that was a little bit disappointing to see. Yeah. So there's some polish to be made, but like I said, it must be stressed that this is a beta, and I clearly have no idea what I'm doing. I'll check what the buttons are to grind in a minute. I thought it was triangle, but I'm clearly wrong. Oh, we've got here backflip. Maybe not. Looks pretty painful. Okay, let's quit this event. Another big thing I noticed last night is if we go on to free roam, which you'll see, then it's very open. As in, it's what you want from free roam. It is very much sandbox. You can kind of go anywhere you want to do. You can go anywhere you want, and you can do what you want to do. But the biggest thing I noticed was there wasn't anyone else about. Now, granted, this game only released yesterday on PlayStation 4. As a beta, but it does feel. The thing I loved about skiing was that kind of the hustle and bustle on the slopes and the busyness. It just didn't feel very busy, if that makes sense. Okay, I can't see. I'd assume butter as a grind, but clearly just then butter wasn't a grind. So we're doing a drop. Let's go for the wild run. if I can. I can't. Okay, we're on the piste. So let's head off. So you can see like the level of detail is pretty good. Like the mountains, the distance look nice. The piste markers. I mean, you even got the piste lines on the what do you call it, on the snow. So where the piste bashers have been out the night before, that all looks very good. So the detail here, as for an MMO, I've got no concerns graphically with the game. It's just, you can see if I turn the snow clipped through the board a little bit, which I find a little bit frustrating, but I'm sure I'll get used to it. One thing I did say is, or I did notice, the sound is really good. The sound effects are really nice, and the music is really good, complements the game. Unfortunately, I had to turn the music off because it is licensed music, and we don't have a license to play that, so the music is off, I'm afraid. I mean, the crash animations are awesome. Look at that. Can't remember the last time I crashed and snowboarded and broke my neck that badly. Alright. Let's come this way. So you'll see what I mean straight away. There's not a single other person on the piste, and I'll be really interested to see if, when the full game releases, you have other people in the game, if they're in different servers, how many players are per server, because that's something that would interest me into playing the game a lot more. If I knew that I was going to be jumping in here and there's going to be 64 other people playing the game at the same time as me, then I'd be, what the hell happened there? Okay, I've currently sunk through the snow. Alright, let's come back this way. Alright, one last go on free roam, but you get the idea that it's the level of detail there is good, and for a beta, like I said, the gameplay wise, I'm pretty happy with it, apart from the funky crash animations, and it really is a case of you can go anywhere you want to. Let's go down here, let's see, whoa, and land on our head again. There is one thing that is frustrating, is if you crash, you have to go all the way back to the top, which is rather irritating. I'd rather crash and start where I was before, considering the hitboxes on this are quite sparse, so you're what will lead to a crash at one time, the next time it won't lead to a crash, which again, hopefully in the full release that won't be prominent. Let's have a look there, little spin. Ah, that was 540. Ah, should have probably seen the piste marker, my bad. Okay, so let's jump out of free roam. So you can see there's different mountains. Look around last night. So it comes with a set few mountains at the start. You see you've got a challenge you completed. It tells the size of the map. It tells you the difficulty that you'll be looking at playing. So what I did notice though is in the store, which we'll look at later, you can obviously buy customization and cosmetic options for your rider. You can buy jackets, you can buy goggles, beanies, and you can also buy new mountains, and you can buy events such as X Games events, which is pretty awesome. My only concern with that is I've not played loads, but I have very little in-game currency, and there seemed a very big focus on real-world money, so you spending your cash to get this, which I really hope that isn't the case, because I can't stand it when I get why MMOs do it, because it's a free-to-play game. I get that, but I can't stand it when it is a case of if you want to do everything you can in the game and you need to be forking out your own cash, just release it as a paid title. So this is just a big air contest, clearly. Let's head down to this little house thing down here. This will take us nowhere, apparently. I can buy tickets, but I don't know where I can buy tickets to. Okay, let's exit out of this now. So the events had like time trials, races. One thing I was a little bit, not annoyed to not see, was the fact that there isn't a there's not like a race and like a border cross option, which is one of my favourite elements of the snowboarding scene. The border cross, where you have four to eight riders at once competing down a piste, and that would be a lot more fun. Maybe, as I said, I keep saying that might release in the full game, but if it doesn't, then well, it's an MMO. So as we know with MMOs, hopefully Poppermost, the indie developer behind Snow, will continuously support the game when it's free to play. Obviously, when it's free to play, it's going to get into a lot more people's hands. Not everyone's going to want to spend £16 getting their hands on the game now. But I mean, the detail on the piece is really good. To be fair, the lighting's nice. Can't see my board, but that's another issue. So this is kind of like a time trial effectively. We're just racing down the mountain, following checkpoints. It's been in gaming since gaming existed. One thing I will say is I did notice that the way you control your riders by standing up or dipping really controls your speed, which is, they've put a lot of thought into like to real world physics. So standing up gives you a quicker turning circle, crouching down increases your speed, but if you're crouching down over a jump, then you're going to lose control. So you have to stand up and wind the windows down to balance yourself out, just like I've done then. And obviously slowing down, it's not skis, we don't have poles. Skiing is available on this game, and I'll do another video around skiing and how skiing works on the game, but we're just going to focus this video on snowboarding. So let's keep going. I'm not going to beat my record now, am I? After that. Terrible crash. Well, it wasn't really a crash, that terrible mistake, should I say. Okay, but you can hear like the sound effects are decent. You're getting the wind in there, you're getting the noise of the board turning on the piste and the cutting lines it's making. It's all very good. Going through trees makes a noise. It's like a little red snowball. There's a lot of detail gone into this, and the lighting through the trees is really effective. Just those crash animations. Like, I've never known bindings to come unattached so easy. Okay, let's have a look at multiplayer. Okay, play. Let's go for some multiplayer. If it's available yet, let's go. Server name. Oh, so there's a few servers going. Let's jump in. Jasmine. It's quite nice to do. I know it gets repetitive, but putting the controls up on each loading screen is actually quite good, because you can see there's quite a few controls going on and learning them all. That's how I select the grab. Okay. Roll left, roll right. Right hand grab. So we're looking at the multiplayer screen, and it looks like there was only 12 places per server. So dropping point. I guess I'll just drop in with this person here. Okay, so we're in a game, and he's got exact same stuff on as me. Is he still behind me? Is he? Oh, someone else is with me now. Okay, so free roam, it looks as if free roam is going to be very much a single player experience on yourself, roam around the mountain doing challenges, and then you jump into a server which appears to only have 12 people in at the moment, and that's where you'll get your multiplayer kind of. If it's only 12 people, I mean, depending on the size of the maps, that could be quite small. Again though, if it is just a beta, then we just don't know. Oh, I landed that quite cleanly actually, quite happy with that. Let's go off the edge here. What we got here? Backflip. Oh, side roll and further out. Oh, double rodeo. Let's see how far we can get down without crashing. Backflip in this one. That's always nice. You get a little gravestone when you crash in multiplayer. Quick restart and it's going to throw you. So it doesn't throw you to the top. Look at that, perfect. I'd say that was backflip myself, but they're counting as a front flip. You've got hiker tracks. tree, another tree. What else have we got down here? Shadows keep dropping in and out. Just want to see how far we can get on this map now. Oh, that's not fair. He just crashed into me. How does that mean I die? Surely not. Okay, so I've put in about 40 minutes probably of gameplay in this game now, and I'm close to level 2. Show you, it's quite slow, and that's, like I said, my only concern is if it's a very slow leveling up. The only way you get in-game currency to buy anything for your character, or to buy anything, new mountains or new events, is through in-game currency. And if it's the only way by leveling up, then my only concern is if it takes an hour and a half to level up each time and the reward is pretty small, then it's pushing people towards the currency. And the currency is what you expect it to be. It's like £5 for 200, and it's not cheap. Basically, after you've it will soon accumulate up. What else can we go over here? Razor. $253. I'm guessing that is my overall score that goes toward, or my XP, should I say. I have no idea what line 9 means, but I'm sure it will become more apparent the more we play. There we go, let's follow the piece. We'll be good and knock off piece, shall we? I must say, the more I do play the game, the more the little details do impress me. The lighting effects are really impressive, actually. And the way you go, if you've ever been out skiing or snowboarding, you'll know when you are in a shadow, it's seeing your another death. Seeing your racing line, seeing the piece is not easy at all. Same with them when you do go into the light. The way it reflects from the little early morning ridges that you can see on the piece now is yes, attention to detail is nice. The trees look affected. The rock formations are random. They don't look like just, although they are very much going to probably be copy and paste rocks on a scale this size of a game. It's they don't appear to be copy and pasted assets from the developers. They appear that they've been placed with consideration. You've got orange piece markers, which again are very common in European and American resorts. A variety in trees. There's no clipping in the background, so if you look off into the distance now, we can see, oh, get my camera angles right. Oh, red snowbills just randomly placed on the side. But yeah, if you look up into the background, you can see that there's mountains in the distance. So it does that job does that thing that Destiny almost does, where Destiny's not an open world game, but it does a very good job of making you believe it is. That you can go anywhere, that you're in this kind of virtual world as such. That's I mean, hats off has to go to developers for creating that. Okay, I think that's going to wrap it up for the first impression. So I've got about 40 minutes gameplay into the game. If we'll go to the store quickly so you can see what the store looks like. Like I said, my only concern is now how much reward you're going to get from putting time, and these menus are a pain. Exit, yes, there we go. Yeah, how much time are you going to have to put in to get a reward substantial enough to buy new items? So if we go here, so you can change your sport from here. Your statistics, your challenges, are all very obvious. If we go to the store though, you see you've got character items. Here's my little dude. But you'll see I've got 9 credits, in-game credits, and to get a decent looking snowboard, some of them were 300 credits, and I got 100 credits from leveling up from level 1 to level 2, and that took me about 4 or 5 attempts on it, or 4 or 5 events to get that distance. Obviously, it's important to know all these are only cosmetic. this doesn't make a difference to how you ride. I don't think it does anyway. There's no stats on these snowboards, so it doesn't say if it gives you better carving, if it gives you better speed. Same on all the other stuff here. Obviously, where it does come an issue is if you're buying new mountains. Like the X Games here is 399 credits, which is going to take roughly maybe 3-4 hours gameplay for me to get the X Games unlocked. And then new events as well you can do, so a big air event, a rail jam event, a slope style event, big airs here. All these cost money. You get rewards from doing them, but they are all costing money. So there's a lot of content there, and it's not hidden behind a paywall, but it does look like it's going to potentially be a bit of a grind to unlock some of it. So yeah, that is first impressions of Snow from Indie Developer Poppermost. It's currently available on PlayStation 4 as a beta for $15.99 to get the Founders Pack, which comes with a few cosmetic items. The full game hasn't got a confirmed release date for its free to play, but it should be around about the beginning of 2017. If you're interested in Snow and you've been playing this game, then let us know in the comments below what you think of it. We'll be bringing a ski video and a snowmobile video as we unlock them and we get more hands-on with the game. And a full review will be going up probably in about a month's time, because it looks to be such a large game. We want to make sure we explore all of it. But thank you for watching, guys.